Hi there, this is Angel with Mystic Monarch. We're going to do a general reading today for whoever needs to hear it. So this is a timeless message. We'll just jump right in. These two cards here are from the Secret Language of Light Oracle cards. And these are the Soul Truth deck right here. This is what has come out as I started meditating on the energy to share. Basically, this is saying that right now, you're at a place in your journey where you may really feel a pull. Life may be pulling you in and out of your purpose, or your desires may be at cross purposes with your intentions. There could be some disharmony. And how can we surrender and become more in alignment with our soul? Oh, this card also came out earlier. This card is from the Blind Spot Oracle cards by Teal Swan. So we see in life the things we want to see in life. It's a defense mechanism. We have a set of desires and the way we need it to be, the way we want it to be. And if things can fit into that box, we will put them in that box and put that character in play. But it is an overlay of reality. It is not reality itself. It is how we want to see it. Maybe we're in pain, or we're feeling like a victim and we don't feel like we have control over the situations in our life. But for whatever reason, we choose to see our prison as a palace and to convince ourselves that we're not in that place, which then does make us the victims that we're afraid to be. And when you put the power into circumstances or anything other than yourself, you no longer have the position to change these things. So in realizing that in being willing to accept the things that are not the way that we want them to be, or that are not actually what we need, just because sometimes they can fulfill that need, but they're really not what we want them to be, we then take the power back into our court and we can make changes. I hope that makes sense. We'll pull a couple of cards to go with this, and maybe that will flesh it out for us. Let's see, what do we want here? This is the Chakra deck. It's a great deck. Is there anything here that this wants to address specifically for anyone? It's a nice little deck, fits right in your hand. Complacency, okay, that fits right along. Let's see, is there anything else that goes with this? I'm feeling no, so I'm going to put this down and get one tarot to go with it. We'll try the Vice Versa tarot deck, which has two-sided cards. What is this complacency specifically regarding? Okay, Four of Pentacles. I feel like this is an important card. Okay, well, anything else coming out here? What do we got here? The Nine of Swords. So, this Four of Pentacles, it doesn't really do reversals because there's two sides to each coin. So, complacency, we have the Four of Pentacles. Let's see if you can see all those. Okay. I believe this is the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Swords. So, complacency, I'm not sure if you can see that. They have this great little story. I'm feeling the loss of my dreams. This is a warning not to give up. Beware of coasting along in a situation that is not what you really want. You will never be fulfilled by the unmet dreams of others. How can I redefine my dreams? How can I stop procrastinating? Finding self-nourishment, leaving dreams unrealized, feeling depleted, time for deep rest, lack of motivation, holding back. And then Four of Pentacles is really holding on to something. Like saving, in an innocent way, like a savings account. And in this light, it seems like more like out of worry and concern, we're hanging on to something in our life that we don't want to accept isn't going our way or isn't turning out the way that we had really hoped it would. It's painful to think of starting over or to lose something. So we look at the crumbs and we believe that this is just, if we work harder, if we hold on tighter, if we strive more, as long as we don't let go of this ideal, that it will manifest into the reality that we want. It'll become what we believe it can become, because we begin to be addicted to potentials instead of realities. And the Nine of Swords, there's a lot of anxiety surrounding this that's really uncomfortable. So one way to deal with that is to just believe you have to try harder, to just picture it in another light, find a way to get comfortable with it, and tell yourself that you really do have what you need. This complacency is the result of doing that, in that you can't really achieve the fullness of something if you're going to settle in the less than and tell yourself that what you have is what you want. Getting aligned to your soul's journey, when your intentions, your desires, your body, everything feels like it's going one direction and there's no resistance, there's no need to convince yourself that this is working, or if I try harder, or whatever you tell yourself to be okay in the moment that you don't feel authentic with, is our complacency here. So the truth is, it's just out of stress and fear, and not out of going forward. We've got a Phoenix here. You have to be willing to die to accept the truth that things are not as they should be, that it's not going to go where you want it to go, in order to make the change. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles here. In order to get this new beginning, in order to really start seeing movement again in your journey, you have to surrender in acceptance that what you have is not what you're aiming for. And we have the Two of Swords, so it's a decision to be made. You're feeling torn. You could put these down and stop fighting and take the blindfold off and see what you need to see, but you just are frozen in needing to make this decision. And on the bottom we have Two of Pentacles, juggling things and trying to make it look to everyone that this is working. You got this stuff up in the air and this is right and you're not failing. Yeah. It's time to go forward and get something new. Let me find the surrender cards here. We'll see what are some of the things we could surrender to that could help us focus on the reality, that remember the passions where we were really going. Surrender stress. Okay, that goes with our Nine of Swords. Take a few deep breaths. Exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go and come back to your center, which should be aligning. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift, and it doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for their own healing. So the Ace of Cups wanted to come out earlier too. I think that this could definitely refer to a relationship in which, or a job, family situation that is just not fulfilling. It's not where you meant to go. Trying to make the best of it is not going to get you where you need to go. It's not going to be living your highest good or meeting your potential, and sticking with someone else, thinking that you can help them grow and get better so that you can both be then released to move forward, is just holding you and them back, because that is not how it works. You have to be willing to let go and surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. So again, if your path is contingent on bringing someone along, you've given away your power. You're not driving anymore, and you may feel like you're trying to help someone else and help them grow. It's a very codependent mindset, and you do become complacent, holding on to things that you're concerned about, that you're worried about, that you're not stepping into your own power, being willing to make effort for your own journey out of any fear of loss or abandonment or loneliness, or that you can't do it. Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Yeah. So it's not believing that you can have it. You accept less because you think you have to. You think whether you deserve it or not, it's going to be sabotaged. And in believing that, and you might have been taught that in some ways in life, but in perpetuating that belief, you are sabotaging it yourself, hiding behind other people's shortcomings and over the desire that you want in this life without taking power into yourself, where you actually do have the control and the responsibility to walk out your journey. I know it's a painful thing, but being willing to let others go that don't fit into the plan, it can be really scary to realize, but it can also be the freeing part of your journey to let go. Let's see. There's something in here that's calling infinite abundance again. Okay, abundance is pouring into your life. Crossed with joy and delight, open your heart to joy. So I'm seeing some Five of Pentacles energy here that perhaps you really don't, you feel on the outside, you feel left out, you feel like you can't make it, or that maybe you grew up in a situation where anything you did to step out was squashed, anything you did to succeed was subtly sabotaged or overtly, and you were just taught not to reach, that you must depend on other people and you can't have everything you want. But the truth here is surrender your belief in scarcity and grab onto infinite abundance, because it's a choice, it's a mindset, and it's something you can have. It's just a matter of choosing to walk that out. I don't know if you could see this. I feel like it's important, whatever the wording in here is, to someone. Everything is blossoming into and bearing fruit now. Open yourself to receive. The prosperity you seek is being activated. I feel like that's it. If you become open to receive something, it activates it coming into your life, that law of attraction. If you're actively feeling less than or stifled or something's in your way and you got to move other things first, like you're not open to receive what is there for you to have. You're getting what you believe instead. So to get something else, change what you believe, which requires a new way of thinking. Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. And following your passion and your joy, even in small scale things. If you have a dog, play catch. If you have a child, tickle them. If you have roses, smell them. If you love a sunset, watch one. Do something that brings you joy so that you can remember the way. Because that will really connect you with your deepest, truest, best self and begin to pull you back into where you really need to be going. It'll light the path in the right direction rather than the things in life and the anxieties and other people's issues that we let get in our way and then try to live with because we feel like there's nothing we can do about it. When in truth, all you need to do is take your power back and walk forward. I feel like there's something else in here. What else do we need to know from... This is the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck by Denise Lynn. I've edged it. What else do we need from this deck? Navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. So again, we're getting that message that overcoming obstacles, you can overcome anything, and it's by find your joy and follow it. That will connect you to your deepest self, your truest purpose, the truth about you is that you are a beautiful being of light and love, and you are here because you matter and you make a difference, and you're here to love and be loved, because love is life. So to follow your joy and your bliss is to connect with that truest part of yourself that you're really here for. And that's how you're going to find out, recalibrate and reconnect with where you need to be going, and what you can accomplish that's there for you, made for you. See, is there anything else to pull? Some advice to go forward, or mindset to adopt. We'll pull a good tarot card. Does this person who feels trapped in their circumstances need to move forward? The mindset of the King of Swords, King of Air. So there's a logical nature to this. There's we've got the Ace of Cups again, along with the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from things that don't fulfill you. For the King of Air, this book is great because it has little affirmations that you can bring yourself. So, intellectual authority, reason over instinct. Truth is everything. I think before I act. I work the universal laws with clear intention. Do I see the foundations of the past, how they affect the present and future? It almost feels like it's in a different vein than follow your passion. However, to be in alignment is to... let me show you how the book worded that. That was a pretty good statement that I believe will bring some clarity to that. It says, enlightenment or alignment is when your thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony. So if there's dissonance in your day, if you wake up dreading what you need to do, or your thoughts aren't matching what you feel, your beliefs are clouded, then you're not in harmony, you're not in alignment, and you're not going to have the power that you're sitting on to flow through you. Think of like a kink in a hose. Excuse me. So you need to deal with your heart, your mind, your passions, your soul, like everything in alignment. And when you're in a joyful moment, excuse me, you're most in touch with that. So align your mind to the places where you feel the passion and the abundance. Believe in the abundance being meant for you. You deserve good things. We all deserve good things in our life, and we can bring that about by believing them, stepping toward them, enjoying them, receiving them wholeheartedly, and not putting that contingent upon someone else's healing or circumstances in your life, because you do have power in your life, even if it's just over your mind, to change your world. And that is what I have today. Let me just sense if there's anything else to be said. I feel like maybe one of these cards would be useful in how to stuff this out. This is the CBT deck. It's rather interesting. It's a cognitive behavioral therapy deck. Let's try this one. Refine your goal. Write down one of your goals and ask yourself whether it's really specific enough that you'll easily know when you've accomplished it. Do you really care about it? So yeah, see what you're fighting for and working for and trying so hard to build and hold on to in your life, and find out whether or not it's a big enough whether you're dreaming big enough or whether you're settling, whether you're trying to hold on to the status quo because you're afraid of letting go and stepping out and all the fear that that can bring because you don't believe it can work. And find these little adjustments where you can say, okay, this isn't quite exactly what I was going for, but I've become complacent. But what really gets me fired up? What's the edge of this that I can start weaving on again? I feel like there's one more. Let's try this one. Nope. Thank you. Good night. Just before you go to bed, say what you're grateful for. Okay, so gratitude might be a way to follow this path. The things you're thankful for in life, it might surprise you what you come up with, and the things that really aren't important that you're holding on to. So let those things be a guide to you. And as a message of love, these are beautiful cards. Always something lovely that comes out whenever I touch these. So let's just, your soul is magnetic. Again, your true depth, who you really are, your highest, best self, is going to attract the abundance into your life when you live in joy and believe it's possible. All right. Sorry about that. The book for that one, let's just see the beautiful message it will offer because it is fabulous. When you connect to your own true essence, you become magnetic because your soul exists to attract. Do you envy those who effortlessly inspire action in others? Do you wish you too could be magnetic like them? You look upon the leaders around you and long for their charisma. Perhaps you envy their fearless declarations and their audacity to shine. What is it, you ask, that makes people flock to them? What's at the root of their confidence? How can I be like them? And with these questions, you reaffirm your false assumptions about their charm. This card reminds you that your ability to attract is rooted in your connection to yourself. Charisma is a byproduct of the permission to be who you are. Today, turn your lens away from others and point it inward instead. Give yourself permission to be you and express the truth that lives within your heart. This is how you connect to your infinite soul. This is how you become magnetic and whole. So that is the message for you today. Follow your bliss into your purpose. Have a beautiful day. If you want a personal reading, there's a link below that you can find me and message me on Facebook. And I look forward to hearing